Hello and welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be looking at a couple of completely new products to me. So earlier on today I was in Halfords picking up a little something for one of the kids' bikes and I spotted Yiannimize products, and I thought while I'm here it would be rude not to spend a few quid on some Snowfoam and some shampoo and give them a little bit of a test out. The car that I'm going to be using them on is the BMW X3, which is protected by the Infinity Wax graphene wax, which is now around about 7 to 8 weeks old, and as you can see is performing very well. So this is purely just going to be a maintenance wash. It is relatively warm today, so I am giving the car a rinse down to try and cool panel temperatures down before I start with the wash. And the first thing that I'm just going to jump straight into is the Snowfoam pre-wash. Now this is recommended dilution ratios of between 100 and 150 ml of product to either 850 or 900 ml of water. I went with about 75 ml of product to 425 ml of water. As you can see, there is a nice little safety cap there that I didn't notice was on the bottle to stop any leakages. I'm going to be using the SGCB foam cannon, which generally gives out a nice consistency of foam. So initial impressions are that for me the foam's a little bit thinner than what I would expect a snow foam to be at a 1 to 10 dilution ratio, but as we all know, thick foam does not always mean that it's a good cleaning product. In fact, products like Built Hamber Auto Foam or Touchless are much thinner and are fabulous cleaning snow foams. So going by that ethos, I'm kind of hoping for some similar cleaning power from the Yiannimize snow foam. So the directions for this snow foam are that once you've applied it, you've only to let it dwell for 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes even, and then start with your rinse off. And as you can see, the wax is still performing very well. There wasn't a lot of dirt on the car, so I'm really hoping that this snow foam is going to give me really minimal amounts of dirt left on the car to deal with for the contact wash. Just watching rinsing it away here, and you can see that the snow foam rinses away very easily, doesn't leave a lot of mess on the driveway like some of your thicker foams might do. But how good is it going to be at lifting that very light traffic film that's on this car away from it? Let's find out just shortly. Going back to the foam itself, it doesn't state on the bottle what the scent is. However, when I took a big whiff of it, I personally got a really strong scent of cherry out of the bottle. However, it didn't really carry on to when I was using the foam on the car. It didn't really smell of anything when I was using it. And if you happen to be an eagle-eyed viewer, you'll notice that I've got some new nozzles on the gun there, and that is the KDN nozzles. This is the 40-degree one that I'm using at the moment. Look very similar to Carscope, but a fraction of the price. Let's see if the quality stands up to that price. Now, I mentioned about cleaning, and I don't normally do a swipe test, but being a Yiannimize product, I thought I'd do a swipe test and just see how good it is at cleaning, and this is what it's left for the contact wash. Nevertheless, let's move on to the contact wash, and for the contact wash I'm using the Yiannimize shampoo. It's called Super Suds. Again, took a big whiff of that, didn't really get any scent to it. However, it does say that, which I think is quite cool, instead of giving a measurement in millilitres to water, it just says put 4 pumps of the product into 20 litres of water and you should be good to go. And as you can see, it does generate an ample amount of suds. Now, I've paired this up with the Garage Therapy wash pad, which in my opinion at the moment is probably the best wash media on the market for washing a car. So I'm hoping to get the best results out of it. Now, I'm washing the car in sections today. The sun's not directly shining on the car, but it is still warm, so I'm just washing it a side at a time, rinsing the car down, moving on, and just kind of working my way around the car as I go. But anyway, back to the shampoo. Now, what I was finding with this shampoo was, yeah, it was super sudsy, but In terms of what I would say is some of the leading brands in terms of their shampoo, like Garage Therapy, Squid Ink, Waxing Away, the slickness was just a little bit lacking compared to what I'm used to from using what are premium brand products, in my opinion. So just while we're on the bonnet, if anybody happened to watch the original X3 video where I originally applied the graphene wax, you might remember that when I was applying to the bonnet that it had started to rain, and I ended up taking the wax off prematurely, and funnily enough, this is the only section of the car where the wax is what I would say is failed. So it just goes to show how much water can impact your application of a wax. And then now that we're all finished up with the wash, as you can see there's still plenty of suds left in the bucket. We can get on to drying the car before thinking about getting some protection on it or topping up the protection that's already there. However, before I do that, I just want to talk about this pretty cool little quirky feature that I've not seen on any other products, and that is that the Yiannimize products have this little QR code, and when you scan the QR code it takes you straight to the Yiannimize YouTube channel where it gives you some directions on how to use the product. I feel that other companies could incorporate that a little bit into their products. However, we're now going to be on to the protection phase, and no, I'm not using Yiannimize because they don't have any graphene products. I'm using Infinity Wax Graphene Quick Detailer or Graphene Detail Spray. This should work well with the graphene wax from Infinity Wax that's already on the car. It's a very easy product to apply. I normally do it with two towels. I have one short pile cloth to apply it. So normally I'll spray a few spritz on the panel that I'm working on, work that in with the short pile cloth until you feel the cloth starting to slicken up. Then I'll grab my nice plush buffing cloth and give it a buff up to a really nice glossy shine. And there's not really much more to it. Funnily enough, I actually got one of the original bottles of the QDX graphene, and I'll fire a picture up on the screen just now to see the comparison between the two bottles now, but I had issues with it and the team over at Infinity Wax were very helpful. They sent out a fresh new bottle. They explained that they had a few issues with the very first batch and they were happy to send out a replacement bottle. So I'm hoping I have a bit more success with this one this time. And again, this is another product that Infinity Wax recommend that you wait a couple of hours before getting the car wet, which I've done. I've waited a couple of hours and then I've went back out just to spray some water on the car, see if it's looking any better than when it was just the wax, which it is. The wee man even fancied getting a shot of it as well. Get him trained nice and young so that he can clean my cars when I get too old to do it. And of course that bonnet that went from being super flat to getting some nice hydrophobic properties back to it. But I'm going to leave you there. I'll leave you some closing shots of the car now that it's all done, and I'd just like to take this moment to say thanks for watching the video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you do like this kind of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.
I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11. It's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains. Go free me. People like sheep move feet. Hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight. Believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse.